What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video we are going to be having another discussion about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. I feel like I'm going to be talking about something in this video that I personally see as something that's inevitable, but I definitely would like to hear your guys' thoughts on it as well. And that's going to be the possibility of there being more new Shinju. So I feel like we have a 99.9% chance of getting more Shinju. That's how strong I feel about there being more Shinju in the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex series. I feel like there's too many strong targets out there for there not to be more Shinju. So I'm curious to hear from you guys. Do you guys think there will be more Shinju? And if you guys do think so, what kind of people do you guys think these Shinju are going to be based off of? What characters will fall victim to this trap? Is it going to perhaps be the other Kage, or is it going to be maybe, the defendants of the Kage, like the right-hand person to them? Or perhaps it's going to be some more people in the village of Konoha. We really don't know for sure, but let's talk a little bit about who we have so far and what's established. We have Jura, who is the head of the Shinju, seems to be leading the charge and, guiding these Shinju. Then we have Matsuri, who seems to have the target of eating Konohamaru, and these Shinju want to do that in general to acquire supposedly this knowledge that they don't have. It's something that's piqued their curiosity, but that's part of the change of what's happened to the Ten Tails to create these Shinju creatures, and hey, we have Code to thank for that, I guess. So her target is Konohamaru, and she just played a role also in the capture of of Shinki, so the Shinki's Shinju was created thanks to her as well. So she's been pretty involved. Jura's main target, from what we understand, is Naruto, but he did also take some interest in Himawari just recently, and that's probably because of the Kurama energy that's been resonating through her, since now we know that Kurama is around and back. So I feel like we have two targets in that end. Then we have the bug-like Shinju, who seems to be targeting Ida for his target. And that sort of makes sense too, because if you think about Bug as a character, how long he guarded that area, as well as, Ida's charm, I guess it makes sense that the Bug Shinju would target Ida in this situation. So that's three of them. Hidari, another one that's big because this Shinju is based off of Sasuke, and so far Hidari hasn't gained complete control of his powers, but Hidari has definitely got a lot of potential because, look who he's based off of. I feel like one of the limitations Hidari has right now is not having that Sharingan power, so it's going to be interesting to see how Hidari is going to possibly level up going forward. So, and we know Hidari's target is Sarada, so that is something to keep in mind. And now we have Ryu, the new Shinju, who's based off of Shinki, and his target is, you guessed it, Gaara. So pretty much a lot of, obvious targets, it feels like, but everybody makes sense, story-wise a little bit to who the Shinju are going for right now. So if you think about it from that perspective, who are some other characters that could become Shinju that would target some interesting characters? So I feel like if we're trying to get the new gen involved a little bit more, there's a chance the Hokage gets targeted, and that being Shikamaru. I feel like if Shikamaru gets captured, maybe Shikamaru would go for someone like Temari or Shikadai. And if I'm being honest, just because Temari's not too much into the story, I feel like it would be Shikadai. That's just how I think they would write it, and that would be a way to get them a little bit more involved with writing. But then again, they could be pretty involved anyway, because we have Matsuri, who is based off Moegi, and Moegi is, their sensei. So I feel like that could be a whole thing of Ino Shikacho and Konohamaru versus Matsuri, perhaps. but I don't know. Maybe we could head down the route of Shikamaru potentially being captured like that as well. So I feel like some other interesting ones, of course, could be some Kage. But if you did some of the other Kage, who would necessarily be their target? I feel like you got to have some interesting targets, and we haven't really gotten too much of the other villages, younger talent, at least none that have stood out as much as Shinki. So I feel like you could have definitely turned the other Kage into Shinju, but maybe their goals of who they would eat wouldn't be as strongly shown in the chapters. I also feel like they're not going to go down the route of making, a couple hundred Shinju, if I'm being honest, because that's going to be way too much for Ikimoto to draw. And I also feel like we're going to lose, track of the Shinju if we're just, continuously getting more and more. I feel like if we, maybe cap at most something like 10, I think that could be perhaps a good upper limit. It just depends if we're heading in the direction of like a all-out kind of war, or if we're heading in the direction of still, there's going to be a couple of these guys and they're going to have their big targets. So that's what I'm curious about. Another cool one that I think could happen is if Orochimaru became a Shinju. I did make a video previously, just very recently, about Orochimaru, and I actually didn't talk about this possibility, but Orochimaru becoming a Shinju is something that I kind of wish I had discussed in that video. If Orochimaru becomes a Shinju, that could be the perfect thing to go forward for Mitsuki in terms of storylines. So I feel like that could be something that could be really, really interesting if they want to bring Orochimaru back into the picture with that. So we can always consider that a possibility as well. Or, I don't feel like Orochimaru would know, but maybe Orochimaru goes for Koji as well. Not really sure if we'd go that route, but Mitsuki makes the most sense. So just a couple, picks like that I have that I think could be cool from a story perspective. Let me know what you guys think, though. Who are some people that you would like to see perhaps turned into Shinju if you think we're going to get more Shinju going forward? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do pick someone that you guys think would make a good Shinju, who do you guys think their target should be as well? Definitely let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.